starting in wide knee child's pose with the arms extended. Spreading your hands. And I want you to really focus on your breath. And we use mostly our shallow breath. So I want you now to extend your breath. See if you can extend your breath to a kind of 5 or 6 on the way in. Holding it at the top and exhaling for 5 or 6. And maybe doing 2 rounds with that length. And then see if you can increase your elongated breath to a count of 6, 7, or even 8. Slowing your breath all the way down. Coming away from your morning rituals. The anticipation of meeting the snow and ice on the roads. The nervousness. The nervous system being activated in order for your drive to get here. Taking your awareness to any niggles in the body, any niggling thoughts into your mind. Taking your breath to that space and just trying to ease it out. Slow breathing also prepares your body and your mind for your physical practice of yoga. Tuning into the body, tuning into your breath. And whatever's going on in your own personal life, we can park that throughout your physical practice. Because anything that's happening in your own life is completely irrelevant right now. All you need to focus on is your body and your breath. On your next exhale, I want you to walk your fingers a little bit further forward. So now you are lifting your elbows away from the floor, activating those arms into the armpits, into the sides of your torso, into your obliques. And continue your long, steady breath for one more round. And on completion of your last long exhalation, introduce your Ujjayi breath, your victorious breath, where you start to narrow the back of the throat, your glottis. Same sensation you create when you swallow. That audible sound that you should be able to hear, the sound of the waves, our baby sleeping. And one more. And on the next exhalation, I want you to think into your back ribs and start to lift your back ribs up towards the ceiling. Now this is a small movement. Just moving your back ribs a little bit up towards the ceiling. And now I want you to take your front ribs and move your front ribs down towards the floor. Again, a small movement, just bringing the front ribs down to the floor, creating a little arch in your back body. And then come back to center and take your right ribs over to the right. Small movement over to the right. Come back to center and take your left ribs over to the left. Back to center, back ribs to the ceiling, front ribs to the floor, right ribs to the right, left ribs to the left. Start in center, we're going to do one big circle with the ribs. Take your front ribs down to the floor, all the way over to the right. Take it to the ceiling, left ribs to the left, and then down to the floor. Take your left ribs to the left, up to the ceiling, right ribs to the right, and then back to center. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, lift your gaze and rock your body a little bit up to allow your hands to come in and your forearms to go onto the floor. From here, we're going to take frog pose. We're going to take the knees a little bit wider away from one another than you did in child's pose. And you're going to rotate the feet so that the feet are in line with your knees. And now that you're on your forearms, you have a little bit more support on the base. You're going to gently rock your body from back, forward and back. Forward and back. Now, everybody's different here in the depth of how low you go. If you can, I want you to try and keep your spine nice and long. So try not to dip the front ribs down. We're trying to keep the organs secure, holding the ribs in, drawing the navel in. Keep going forward and back for 3, for 2, for 1. Back to center. Now use the weight on your forearms to bring the knees back in underneath your hips. And then from there, we're going to walk the forearms forward, starting to lower the thighs and then the pelvis onto the mat, coming into prone position but into Sphinx. So the elbows are underneath our shoulders, shoulder distance apart. Our wrists are lined with our elbows. You're going to activate the glutes. Now some people, there's a theory for activation and non-activation. For me, it's activation. So squeeze the bum muscles, your glutes, and I want you to tuck in your tailbone down towards the mat. And then as if you're going to pump your heart forward to the front of the studio, you're drawing your elbows back as you lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Shoulders are away from your ears, so bringing the shoulders back, the elbows back, and the heart comes forward. Keep squeezing the tush. Good. Try a little to relax the legs, not have too much tension in the legs. Good. It's all in the lift. It's all in the heart. Keep breathing. Good. Now everybody's going to be different here. We're going to, before you do it, what we're going to do is lift the elbows away from the floor. Now if you think that that is going to be too much on your back, the extension of your back, I want you to bring your arms forward and lift your elbows away from the floor with your hands forward, depending on your mobility. So from Sphinx pose, take a breath in. Keep squeezing the tush like crazy, and then lift the elbows away from the floor. Relax the shoulders. Ensure the neck is nice and free. Just nod your head no from side to side. Keep squeezing the tush back to center. Now you're taking the weight onto that right hand, and the left hand is going to thread through the right. And bring that left arm, left shoulder all the way, left shoulder to the floor, and the left arm all the way across to the right. Now place the right hand on top of the left hand. Now you need to press or push the right hand beyond the left hand, way beyond the left hand. And the right arm, like a book, it opens up to the ceiling. And along with it, the right ribs, the right shoulder, the right hip, starts to lift to the ceiling. Bring that right knee up towards your left armpit. So it slides up as you open that right arm all the way across to the other side. Good. All the way. So if you can, drop the right arm all the way down towards the other side. That's it. So what we're doing here is opening up the chest, opening up the collarbones, opening up the heart. Beautiful. Keep breathing. Good. Now, this right arm is going to start to creep across the body. So start with the fingers. It comes all the way in. It touches the right shoulder. It slides across your chest. Slides across your left shoulder, left arm. Bringing your body all the way back where you started. So you start to straighten that right leg. Start to straighten that right leg. You're going to roll all the way forward onto your belly. Now, you need to lift your head. Just slide that left arm towards the front of the studio and back around. Good. Slide the right arm hand in towards your right chest. Now, standing doing this. You're going to bend the right knee and then push the floor away with your right hand. bringing the right foot over in the direction of your left wrist. Some people, you might be able to touch your left wrist, but you're working in that direction. Good. So what this is doing is opening up the left shoulder. Big deep stretch for the left shoulder. So if you can, keep the left shoulder flat on the floor. So I'm demonstrating standing. That's it. One more breath. Breathe in. And on the exhale, slowly unravel. So you're coming back the way you went in, bringing that right hip, right ribs back down to the floor. Right leg straight down to the floor, and then extend the right arm. Good, sorry. I'm tight for space. Good, so now we're going to do the other side. So bring the elbows back in either side of your chest, squeeze the tush, and then lift the chest away from the floor. You may need to then adjust your elbows underneath your shoulders. Sphinx pose. You know from the previous one, we're going to lift those elbows, so if it was too intense, you take the arms further forward. Take a breath in, squeeze the tush, draw the navel in. On the exhale, lift the elbows. Shoulders away from the ears, just a little quick nod so we're not tense into the ears. And then take the weight to the left hand. The right arm is going to thread through the left. Lowering the right shoulder, the right side of your face, onto the mat. Now the left hand goes on top of the right hand, and then bring it further past the right hand, as far further as your body allows. And then start to open your book, reaching it up to the ceiling. And as you do, take it nice and slow, slide that left wing up in the direction of your right armpit. Now you're opening up to the left, and maybe one side is more tight or more loose than the other. So that left arm comes all the way down towards the floor. So think of openness into the chest. Good, keep breathing. Somewhat pushing the floor away with your right forearm to create that cross chest open position. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, start to bring that left arm back across the body, all the way. Left arm comes back across the body the way it came in. You're going to reach the left arm past the right hand, and then slide that left knee back down so you're straight in both legs, coming onto your belly. Lift your head and sweep the right arm all the way back across. Good. Take the left hand to the left side of your chest, bend the left knee, and then you're going to push the floor away with your left hand, bringing that left foot this time to your right wrist. In that direction. Good. So this right arm is straight. So the stretch is all about the right shoulder. The right shoulder. Good. I know I'm not going to stay too long. One more breath. Breathe in. So Shirley, can we just adjust you here? This arm is here. And then deep breath in. There we go. That's it. So this arm, that's it. No, that arm is straight, so this shoulder's resting on the mat. And then slowly unravel, come back out, and then you're pushing in the front of this hand. That's it. So you're feeling the stretch in this shoulder. Slowly come back onto the belly the way you started. Slide that right hand in, either side of your chest. Tuck the toes of both feet under, tuck in your tailbone, draw the navel in, and push the floor away. Half plank. Chaturanga, lower, go all the way back down. Push the floor away for 4 and lower, for 3 and lower, 2 and 1. Keep breathing. Lift the knees, plank. Lift the knees, plank. Now push the heart up towards the ceiling, just the heart. Tuck in your tailbone. Tuck in your tailbone. Good. Drop the head. Look at the space between your hands. The hips are not high, guys. This is plank. And if you need to take a modified version, you drop the knees so that your shoulders are in line with your hips, in line with your knees. Otherwise, keep those knees lifted. Now I want you to lift the knees, squeeze the thighs. And I want you to imagine the ribs are squeezing down to the hips and the hips are squeezing up to the ribs. Beautiful. Hold that, Louise. That's perfect. Keep breathing. Stay with your Ujjayi breath. It makes all the difference. This is why we practice the breath at the start of the class, so we can create that momentum. Pranayama is a practice too. One more. Inhale. And on exhale, slowly lower the knees. Slide the hands and the wrists are underneath the shoulders. Cat cow. Drop the belly button down, head up, tailbone up. Breathe and out round. Chin comes in to meet the tailbone. Inhale, heart is open, head goes up, tailbone goes up. Exhale, heart is hid. Chin comes in to meet the tailbone. One more, inhale. Exhale. And then come back to neutral. I want you to come up onto your knees, hands into your waist, and take your right foot out in the right diagonal. So roughly about 45-degree angle, but it's a 90-degree shape with your leg. Hands on your waist, and you're just going to rock your body in the direction of your knee, Robin, and then rock back. Rock forward and rock back. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Stay in the stretch. Slide your right hand to the inside of the right leg. Take your left hand up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, stretch over to the right. Take a breath in. And on the exhale, come back to center. Take that right knee down, other side. Left. 45 to the left. 90-degree angle with the leg. And rock. Forward. And back. Rock forward. And back. So we're working into the hips. 3 more. Make sure that where you started from, your ankle is either underneath your knee or a little bit in front of your knee. 2. And stay in the lunge. 1. Left hand to the inside of the left leg. Reach the right arm up. Take a breath in first. And then on the exhale, up and over. Think into the right obliques. Creating space in the ribs. Breathe in. And on the exhale, back to center. Slide that left knee back down. Hands back to your mat. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips. Bend your knees. Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward dog. Now, please keep your knees bent just to begin with. This is your first downward dog of the day. Don't worry, we'll do plenty more. Feet are hip distance apart. Hands shoulder distance apart. Now, try to have your middle finger facing the front of your mat. So just so that the rotation of your wrist in the exact position. Good. To start with. Good. Now, I want you to straighten one leg and keep one leg bent. And then change. Slowly breathe in. Slowly breathe it out. Trying to keep that Ujjayi breath momentum going. So we're stretching the backs of the legs into the heels, the calves, the backs of the knees, hamstrings into the glutes. So take your time. That's a big, long grip of muscles. Give each leg a chance to stretch. And maybe you need to move a little bit differently, moving to side to side. Now, throughout the practice today, if anybody needs to take a break, you go into the child's pose position we started at the beginning of the class. Now come to a static downward dog. Knees can stay bent if you need. I would prefer a nice elongated long spine, ribs in, belly in. I want you to look at your elbows, or the creases of your elbows. Now I want you to imagine the triceps are going underneath, so it allows those creases of your elbows to come slightly towards the front of your mat. Okay, so you're hugging in your triceps. Good. Now from here, I want you to lower the forearms onto the mat. Keep the sit bones up to the ceiling. Drop your head. Knees can be bent. This is dolphin pose. And then either one forearm at a time or both. Lift them away from the floor. Back to downward dog. Take a breath in. Hug your triceps and lower your forearms. Dolphin. Good. On the exhale. Inhale, hold to the dolphin. On the exhale, lift. Try to do the next time. If you've done one at a time, try to do both. Take a breath in. On the exhale, lower forearms to the mat. Forearms to the mat. Hug those elbows in. Hug, hug, hug. Now, strong mind. Tell yourself both at the same time. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Good. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. A big step off to the front of your mat with your right. Followed by your left. Half lift. Spine is long, hands to your shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, lift those knees, squeeze the thighs, extend the mountain. Exhale to your heart. Thumb touching your heart, close your eyes. Set a lip intention. I'm afraid to open the window because it's so cold outside. I want to keep nice and snugly. So I'll wait until I see sweat pouring down your head. Okay. Positive affirmation, 3 words, repeat it to yourself. Maybe it's 4. I can do this. One more breath, inhale. And on the exhale, flutter your eyelids open. Surya Namaskar. We'll do the first round nice and slow. Inhale, extended mountain. Keep those ribs in, belly in. Lift those knees, squeeze the thighs. Swan dive, long spine. Bend the knees to reach the floor. Inhale, half lift. Straighten the legs, straighten the spine. Nice table position. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back with your right. Followed by your left, your plank. And if you need to, drop your knees. If you want to stay from plank, that's perfectly fine. Hug those elbows in as you lower the torso down to the mat. The inside of your arms will be rubbing against the sides of your torso. Squeeze the tush, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart for cobra. This is modified. And then lower back down. Tuck the toes under, a little push up. Chaturanga up to half plank. Lift the knees, plank. Lift the sit bones into your downward dog. You may need to take that little step up, transition from a plank to downward dog. So you take your feet up, not your hands, okay? Don't move your hands. Keep your hands imprinted into your mat. Breathe. Knees, hip distance apart. Ribs in, belly in. Good. James, you can go a wee bit more further. Unfortunately, you are so tall that you can take that nice wide stance. Keep your knees bent, James. Keep your knees bent. That's it. Beautiful. One more breath. In here. Release those ribs. Ribs, no. Back, back, back. And then bend your knees, lift your gaze. Step up with your right, followed by your left. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the knees, squeeze the thighs to bring the torso to extended mountain. Exhale to your heart. A little bit, increase of pace. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, 1, 2, plank, chaturanga. Now you can choose if you want to do the cobra, lying flat and lifting the chest, or upward dog. Thighs and hips are lifted, shoulders away from the ears. And then transition into your downward dog. Keep your hands where they are and move the feet. Keep your hands where they are and move your feet. That's it, Rachel. Breathe in. Exhale, 1. Keep your knees back, Rachel, and bring your heels in the direction forward. Good, that's it. Stay there. Good, Louise, that's it. You are perfect. That's it. Good. Bring your feet up here. Good. You work these knees. You don't keep them back. Just working. Yes, yes. Breathe in for 4. Exhale. Breathe in for 5. And on the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. Fix your gaze at the direction where you're going to take your feet. Big step up with the right, followed by the left, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, extend the mountain. Exhale to your heart, round 2. Inhale. Exhale, breathe in and out through your nose. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, plank. Or half plank, dropping your knees. Chaturanga. Hug those elbows in. Bend, bend, bend. Triceps working. Good. You're lowering down as one long line. Upward dog or cobra. And then transition into your downward dog. So even if you're doing cobra, you untuck your toes. So the front of the feet are flat. So you're stretching the front of the feet as you lift into the extension. And then as you transition from plank, from upward dog or cobra, then you tuck your toes. Slow and steady with your breath. Surya Namaskar is a moving meditation. So all you need is your breath, not your thoughts, certainly not negative thoughts, telling yourself how hard this is over and over. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend your knees, lift your gaze. Now if you want to try a little hop, push off the tops of your feet and hop to the front of your mat. Half lift with the same in breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. A little micro back bend, looking up with your thumbs. Exhale to your heart. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. 1, 2, punch. Hold. Chaturanga. Front of the feet flat. Upward dog or cobra. So you stretch the front of the feet. And then transition. Tuck your toes. Breathe. 1. So I want you to keep your knees bent. And the front of your torso is home. I want you to imagine the front of your torso, not just your ribs, going towards your thighs. Going towards your thighs. Good. So you're creating that inverted V. Toes along the heels. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend your knees, fix your gaze, a little hop or step to the front of your mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, extended mountain. And on the exhale, bring your feet together, legs together, squat. Squeeze your legs and reach the arms. Lift your gaze. Now we don't want the shake your tail feather, tuck in your tailbone, draw the navel in a lot. Squeeze those legs. Squeeze those legs. So remember last week we did our little boogie dance. So we're going to do similar, but we're adding to it. Just want to make sure no one has any debris. Okay, so we're going from here. We're going to take our hands to our heart because we're not sure what to do with our hands. We're going to take a little step out to the right, stay in squat because we do not straighten those legs. Now, we take the weight to the left foot and we bring this right knee behind and let it do a little curtsy. So it taps the left calf and then we step back out again to the right. And then we do a little curtsy, tap, and then we step back out to the right. All of the weight comes out to the right. Tap, step, wide knee squat, tap, wide knee squat. 2 more. Tap, little curtsy. So the left foot doesn't, or the right foot, sorry, doesn't land. So it's a balancing curtsy. Tap the calf and lower. So we're activating the left glute. Tap and out. And let me see one last one for luck. Bend those knees and then tap. The little curtsy tap. And then with that right foot now being free, we step back to the back of your mat into what we call crescent legs. So all 10 toes face the front of your mat, back heel is lifted. We then heel toe the front foot out to widen our stance. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. It's going to be like a broken record. Ribs in. Don't let the ribs flare. Because when we lift the arms, the ribs want to go too. So we need to keep those ribs in to protect the organs. Good. Bend the front knee, but try and straighten the back leg, the right leg. Beautiful, Amanda. So that takes work. That means you have to ask that muscle to be super active. Good, Paula. Breathe. Now, because the legs are nice and wide, we can create depth. So we sink. Good. But listen to your body. Only do as much as your body allows. I'm saying these things and I'm asking you to do it, but you don't have to. Everybody's different. From here, keeping the legs exactly where they are. We're taking the arms through muddy waters, interlace our hands behind, and if you can, as you squeeze your shoulder blades, bring the heel of your hands together. The heel of your hands. Now you're holding your 20-pound note between your 2 shoulder blades, and you're going to bow forward, taking that left shoulder to the inside of your left knee, and both hands up towards the ceiling. Back leg is straight. Stay here for a breath. Inhale. And on exhale, bend your elbows so that you don't catapult the arms. Take the right hand to the floor and open into a runner's twist. So that left arm rotates up to the ceiling, looking up towards your thumb. Beautiful. Back leg is straight. If you need to drop the knee, that's okay too. Good. So, we're going to do a modified side plank. I'm trying to find where both everybody can see. We're going to drop that right knee to the mat. So now just check that right knee is underneath your right hip, so it's not way past your hip. Bringing that right knee underneath your hip. This front foot, left foot is going to slide back into, so that one hip is stacked on top of the other. Now take that right hand with you. Make sure your right wrist is underneath your right shoulder and open up the left arm to the ceiling. Hips are stacked, shoulders stacked. So during that transition, what happens is the bum sticks out. So tuck in the tailbone and sink into your ribs. Your bottom ribs reaches up to your top ribs. Your top ribs reaches up to the ceiling. Keep lifting. That's it, James. Good. Keep breathing. One more. Now we're going to go for the full rotation. So we're going to rotate onto our bums. So slowly start to rotate round. So this is a modified version. I did the full version. That's it. Hands come behind each of your hips. Fingers rotate in towards your body. Extend out your right leg. Now both legs are extended. Point both feet. This is reverse plank. And we're going to lift the pelvis away from the floor. Squeeze your 20-pound note between your two shoulder blades. Lift your heart. Don't fling your head back. Keep your crown of the head in line with your tailbone. And lift. Squeeze. Beautiful. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to lower onto the left bum cheek. So we start to rotate. Left bum cheek. Take the left knee in. And we're doing the side plank the same again onto the left side. So the left wrist is underneath the left shoulder. And lift both hips. Right hand to the ceiling. Left knee is underneath the left hip. Right foot is flat on your mat. Bottom ribs up to the top ribs up to the ceiling. Take a breath in. And on the exhale, we started on the runner's lunge. We're going back to the runner's lunge. So this right foot has a bit of work to do. It has to step up to the front of your mat as you pivot on that left knee. Taking the left knee away from the floor, right hand to the ceiling. Runner's twist. Back knee is lifted. That's it. So we went from here to here. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, sweep up to crescent, where we started. Crescent. We're going to go for a little humble crescent. So bow forward with your tilting of your torso, but don't collapse onto the right thigh. And then a big step up with the back foot to join the left, back to our squat. Take a breath in. Exhale to the left. Now take the weight onto the right. So the left knee curtsies to the right calf. And then take it out evenly and then take it back. So you have to kind of sense your weight, where you're shifting your weight. If it's too much, you'll lose your balance. 4, 3, we want the right bum cheek to start to talk. 2, and 1. Ending in your curtsy, stepping back with your left to the back of your mat. Reach the arms to the ceiling. Heel toe the right foot out to the right. Sink low. Back leg straight. Front knee bent. Front knee over the front ankle. Good. If there's too much with the arms up, take your hands to your waist. Listen to your body. That's it, Agnes. Good. So with heel toe the right foot out to the right, we now take our hands behind through muddy waters. Interlace. Squeeze the shoulder blades, hold your 20-pound note, bring the heel of the hand together. Take a breath in and maybe lift your gaze. And on the exhale, fold. Right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Hands to the ceiling, or arms to the ceiling. Chin comes into the chest, round into that right big toe. Take a breath in. You can bring the bottom knee, back knee to the floor, Agnes. Modified, yeah. And then lower, left hand, release your arms. Left hand to the mat, Agnes, you can have the back knee to the floor and open up the right arm to the ceiling. Runner's twist, that's it. So, if you want to try doing full side plank, this is your chance to be full. If not, stay with your modified. So we're doing side plank to the right, the side that you're facing. So if you're doing the full, you need to take the weight and the support onto this left shoulder, left hand. You take the right foot on top of the left. Otherwise, you're going back to lowering the left knee, shooting the right leg out. Side plank. Bottom ribs to the top ribs. Top ribs to the ceiling. Brilliant, Rachel. Good. One more breath. Inhale. Now everybody's different. So the half plank, ladies, you're going to rotate onto the left bum cheek, shoot the leg out. Side plank, you lower the left bum cheek, roll round to both bum cheeks. Hands come behind. Point your toes. Lift your pelvis. Reverse plank. Left, 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 look up to the ceiling. Reset your breath. Squeeze the shoulders back, not forward. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hands are rotated in rather than away, because then it affects the shoulders. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, start to tilt over to the right, coming onto the right bum cheek. Full side plank. Keep your legs straight. Half plank. Bend your right knee. Lift the hips up. Right hand takes the weight on right shoulder as you lift. Vashisthasana. Looking up at your thumb. Stacking. Shoulders. Then you sit here. One more. Inhale. And on the exhale, the top leg steps up to the front of your mat. A big sweep round into your runner's twist. Left leg in front. Open the left arm to the ceiling. Left arm, other left. That's it. Good. Breathe. One more. Inhale. And on the exhale, raise both arms to the ceiling. Crescent. If arms to the sky is too much, take your hands to your waist. But work the legs. Standing postures is all about strength. Inhale. And on the exhale, step up, squat. Squeeze the tush. Reach the arms up. Hold. Legs together, feet together. Can we sink a little bit lower? I knew you could. I knew you could. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, a little vinyasa. Or meet us in downward dog. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Reset your breath. How does downward dog feel now versus your first downward dog? One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, take your weight over to the left foot. Right leg goes to the ceiling. Right leg goes to the ceiling. Now we're going to bring out right knee and tap our right elbow. Tap. And then bring it back to the ceiling. Take the right knee to tap the elbow and bring it back to the ceiling. One more time. Right knee taps the elbow. Hold it there. Keep the shin away from the floor. Push, push, push. And then step up with your right foot. We're going to come into warrior three of balance. So grind into that right big toe and step up. Left leg goes behind. Reach the arms either side of your torso. Palms facing into your body. Left leg in line with your hips, in line with your torso. Flex that top foot. It keeps the leg active. Beautiful. Don't go too low with the head because then you're into standing split. One more breath. Now, we're coming into Ardha Chandrasana. Everybody's going to be different here. The block is going to be quickly placed in front of your right foot. And then you're going to reach down with your right hand and hold on to the right block. And you're going to tilt your left hip up to the ceiling. So you're rotating round to like an hurricane, tilting round to your right. Your right hand goes onto the block and your left hip goes up to the ceiling. So just like we did in the side plank, opening up the left shoulder, left hip, Ardha Chandrasana. Keep flexing that top foot, toes to the side of the studio. Supporting leg can little micro bend or straight. Grind into that left big toe. One more breath, inhale. And on the exhale, start to rotate. Left hand to the floor, keep that back leg lifted. Left hip in line with the right hip. And then release the right hand to the ceiling. So the left hand can go onto the block with a wee twist. So So left hand on your block, both hips are square, but the right shoulder is up towards the ceiling, above your left shoulder. Well done, fantastic. Now, imagine this cloud at the back of your mat. You start to bend that supporting leg deeply. Reach the left toes to the cloud at the back of your mat. Softly does it. Now stay in your twist. Take your left hand up to the ceiling, and the right hand reaches back towards that left thigh. Reach up. Good. We're going to drop that left knee to your mat. Then frame your right foot with both of your hands. Remember our dolphin pose we did at the start of the class. We're going to simultaneously take that right foot up to the ceiling and lower both forearms to the mat. Dolphin. If it's too much with the right leg up to the ceiling, keep the right foot on the floor. Breathe. One more. Inhale. And on the exhale, lift both elbows away from the floor. Three-legged downward dog. Take a big step up with the right foot. Crescent. Good sound effects. Crescent. Now we're going to pivot. We're going to practice our pivots. We're going to move from crescent round to your left, pivoting on that left heel. Wide knee squat. Wide knee squat. Now both knees shoot out, pigeon toes, rotate out. Take your elbows, the bony part of your elbows, to the inside of your thighs, and just rock from side to side. Spine is nice and long. Little shake, shake, shake. Good. One more breath. Inhale. And on exhale, we're pivoting to the back. So we're going to lift that right heel and swivel all the way around. Rotate your left toes so they're in front of your left heel. Beautiful. Reach up and reach the arms up to the ceiling. Perfect. Sink your hips. Back heel is lifted. Back heel is lifted. So you're on the ball of your back foot. That's it. Good. We're going to pivot again. So we're in crescent. So this is just getting our bodies used to moving on our mat. We're going to pivot again. Back the way you came. Round to the right. Good. Now this time you straighten both legs and have toes in line with heels. Take your hands to your waist and dive forward with a straight spine. Hinge forward, folding forward. Now don't bring those hips back. Keep the weight evenly distributed on your feet. Forward fold. Now, bring your hands to the floor. The elbows are bent. And we're going to keep our hips exactly where they are, but we're going to move our torso over to the right. Either hold on to the shin or the ankle. Gently bring in our torso in the direction of our right leg. Good. Keep that left hip back. Don't bring that left hip with you. Both legs are straight, but if you need them bent, that's okay. Fantastic. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, back to center, over to the left. Keep the right hip back. Holding on to the ankle or the shin or even the thigh. Forward fold over the left leg. Inhale. And on the exhale, back to center and a little pivot round to the front. Back heel is lifts. Rotate the right toes. Now we're going to do a little reverse Parsvakonasana. This left elbow is going to come to the outside edge of the right knee in your runner's lunge. And then you're going to place the right hand on top of the left hand. Gently encouraging the thumbs in the direction of your heart. You press the hands together so that your right shoulder is stacked above your left. Rotating right to the right. This is also a balance pose. So you need to grind into that right big toe. Use all the strength of the legs. Draw the navel in. Stay in crescent, Agnes. Here, so your legs are still strong. One more breath. Inhale. So, or this tricky part of the class, we're going to come into a little half pistol. So this back foot shoots forward with no hands, and you lower the bum to the floor. It was a tricky one. I always have them in my class. Now, straight away, we can reach up for the, we'll take the twist. Left hand to the sole of the right foot. Now some people will keep this bent, and that's perfectly fine. We're going to rotate the right, or if you can, straighten. Right hand reaches back. Good. That's it. Good, that's it, Agnes. Good, stay there. Hold it. Breathe. Bottom leg is straight and the bottom foot is flexed. Now, slowly rotate the nose. Bring bring your right hand in, so now both shoulders. Release your foot, keep the right leg lifted and lower. Now lift the left. Sit up. Don't lean back. That's cheating. Don't lean back. Lift the left leg. Lower the left foot. Bring the right leg up. Lower the right. Bring the left. For 5. Keep sitting up. 4. That's it, Shirley. 3. Don't use your hands. 2. 1. I'm so scared. Right. So this is where you need your knee pad or your pillow. Take it to the right side of your hip. Right side of your hip. Now, this is hero pose. Vriyasana. We're doing the mix today. So we're going to bring this right heel back towards your right bum cheek. And then you're lowering the shin and the front of the foot onto your knee pad or your cushion. Now, if that's too much, you're going to stay here. Okay? Now, from here, everybody's going to be different. So, at the moment, we're mostly on our left bum cheek. So we now just need to lower both bum cheeks to your mat. This is where it gets intense. So this is a nice little quad stretch. Sorry guys, I completely missed out and I'm on a pose. We have to go back. We're doing this first before we do our quad stretch. That's why we're doing the quad stretch. We're doing this first. Untuck that right foot. Sorry, this is the fun part. You will hit me, but that's okay. Bring both knees to the ceiling. Both knees to the ceiling. Now your hands are rotated in. That's important, okay? So you know the way we did the reverse plank? So this is reverse table. Right, so we're going to lift the hips. Try not to fling your head back. Keep your crown of the head in line with the tailbone. Now, this is the part, the fun part. So we're going to scoot our bum down to hot coals. So we don't want to touch the hot coals. And we bring the bum all the way back between our hands. Flex our feet. And then scoot the bum forward, back to our table. See, I didn't want to miss this out. And then lower all the way through. Hot coals, hot coals, hot coals. Stay lifted. And then scoot it all the way through back. 2 more. Breathe in, breathe out. 1 more. Breathe in, even lower the bum, and then lift back up. So, lower and lift.
My bum is still there.
Lower and lift. And then lower. Lower the bum all the way down, extend the legs. Now let's quad stretch. Take the right heel to the bum. Make sure you're cushioning. And everybody's going to be different here. So just allow me to demonstrate quickly first. We're sitting up tall. We want to bring the legs together. This right leg doesn't like this pose, so it wants to go out to the right. From here, you may be here and that might be enough, or you might want to lower back onto your forearms, or lower all the way down, take in your arms. Now, you don't lift your knee with you, you keep your knee pressed down to the floor. Okay? Doing the best you can. Now, if you're choosing not to do hero pose, you stay in the forward fold, in Paschimottanasana. Good. So this is a little calming pose, so breathe into the quad, into the knee. Beautiful. You can stay upright, you don't even have to lower, you can stay here. 2 more breaths, slow and steady. Stay here, Agnes, look, here, that's it. All in good time. All in good time. So you said to yourself, I can't do it right now, but I will one day. I will be able to do this pose. 1 more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, if your arms are over your head, you bring them down by your sides. You then start to dig your elbows into the mat to bring the torso back up. You lean over to the left bum cheek to unravel the right leg. If you can, give it a little shake. Give it a little shake. And we cross our legs. We bring our body weight forward. We shoot the legs out into plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. And then we do it on the other side. Take the weight to the right foot. Lift the left leg to the ceiling. Take the left knee to the left elbow. And bring it back to the ceiling. For 3. Breathe in. Tap. For 2. Breathe in, exhale, reach. Last one, inhale, tap, and then step up with your left foot. Into warrior 3, so grind into the left big toe. Bringing the torso up, 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 up. Bring your right leg up. Now remember we used our block for our Ardha Chandrasana. So have your block nearby. So Ardha Chandrasana for Warrior 3 is all about the tilt. So you're taking this time the right shoulder, right hip, all the way rotating to the ceiling. Left hand to the floor or to the block. Flexing that top foot. Opening up the right arm, so the right shoulder. Agnes, you stay in Warrior 3. Here. Bending into that supporting leg. And even if you want to just tilt ever so slightly with the leg nice and low. That's it. Stay there. Hold it. Now we're reversed. We're going to slowly rotate the right hip, right shoulder. So now we're even with our left hip and left shoulder. Change hands. Right hand to the block or to the floor. And open up the left hand to the ceiling. Good. Keep that back leg flexed. The back leg is active. One more breath. Now, it's the right leg that is up in the ceiling, or up high. The left leg is supported. Our cloud is at the back of our mat. We start to bend into that left knee and reach back with the right leg. So just the other leg, James. The right leg reaches back, and then the right arm reaches up into our twist. Left hand reaches back to the right thigh. Left hand reaches back to the right thigh. Good. Now we drop the right knee to the mat. Frame our front foot with both of our hands. And then a big step up into our dolphins, one leg. Dolphin forearms are on the mat. Squeeze the belly in. Both feet can be on the mat. And then a deep breath in, you're going to lift both elbows away from the mat and a big step up. Crescent. And then pivot to the right. Wide squat. Elbows. Rock. Side to side. Breathe in. And on exhale, pivot, crescent to the back. Back heel is lifted, front toes. Reach the arms up. Good. Bend into the front knee. The right knee deep. One more breath, inhale. And on the exhale, pivot back to your wide. So this time, rotate the heel in line with your toes, hands to your waist, forward fold. Forward fold. Left hand to the floor. Open the right to the ceiling. Don't take the left hip with you. Keep the left hip back. Change hands. Right hand to the floor. Left hand to the ceiling. Right hip stays back. Deep breath in. On the exhale, left hand to the floor. A little micro bend in the knees. Pivot. Over to your crescent. On the left. Now, with our twist. Reverse Parsvakonasana. Right elbow to the outside edge of the left knee. Place your hands one on top of the other. Come into prayer. Thumbs in the direction of your heart. Back leg is straight. Look up at the ceiling. One more breath. Deep breath in. And our little pistol squat. We support the movement by bringing the arms, rotate them round. And then a little hop lower to the floor. Now, this time, the left leg that was bent, reach the right hand to the left foot. You can keep the knee bent, bring the knee into the chest or straighten. Rotating the left arm. That's it. Good. Holding it here. So it's a form of heron pose, but it's a modified. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, rotate the nose, rotate the torso, release the foot, and go for a little walk. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide both feet in, hands down, reverse table. Hot cold, shoot them back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. You can also use 2 blocks underneath your hands. Give it a little bit of elevation. One more lift and lower. Take your knee pad to the left hip or pillow. Come onto your right bum cheek. Take your left heel in towards your left hip. Front of your foot. Both knees. So my left side doesn't mind this side, so it wants to stay in. Both sit both. Bring them back down. Stay here. This is enough. Squeeze the left thigh. Lower. Forearms. Stay here. This might be enough. Or all the way down. Arms can remain by your side or take them over the head. Keep pressing that left knee down. And if anybody would like to do the double, taking both feet up, you are welcome. That's it, Trish, Rachel, Louise, I would say you would be able to as well. Yeah. And then lower. That's it. Good. It's a good one to do with the kids. It's a nice calming pose if you have kids and find them hard to sleep. Let's have a little fun doing hero pose. One more breath. Inhale. And on the exhale, arms over the head by your sides. Dig your elbows into the mat, and then slowly coming onto your hands, leaning onto the right bum cheek. Unravel the legs, one at a time, and then shake it out. Shake it out. Well done. Please want to grab your jumpers, your blankets, your pillows, bolsters, eye masks. Just come back to seated. Just come back to seated. Just before we left it, I just wanted you to grab your toes before we lower all the way down. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling, ribs in, and forward fold. Just give those hands a little stretch. Lift the heart on your inhale, and on your exhale, fold. Okay, Amanda, thank you. See you next week. Stay with your breath, toes towards the ceiling. One more. Place the backs of the legs strongly into the mat. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, unravel the torso first. Lifting the gaze, and then releasing. And then slowly rolling all the way down into Shavasana. If you're using a bolster, place it underneath your knees. Happy night, James. And foam block underneath your heels. And a chin pad. Arms by your sides, palms rotated up to the ceiling. And this also opens up the heart so that you are open to receive. And now, just like you did at the start of the class, I want you to focus on your breath. Releasing Ujjayi, victorious breath. Just breathing in for a count of 6 into your chest, into your ribs, into your belly, and then exhale from your chest, your ribs, your belly. And then just checking into how you feel now versus the start of the class. Perhaps give yourself a little bit of thanks, appreciation for all your body's amazing abilities. With one rectangular piece of foam, being able to move and stretch, strengthen. Your body is amazing. So only talk nice to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And your body and mind will respond with thanks. Allow your weight to be completely supported by the floor. So breathing in all the good air to oxygenate your blood. And then on your slow exhale, you're letting go of tension. Relax your upper lip, your lower lip, and clench your teeth. Remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And just wiggle your jaw, releasing tension from your jaw from side to side. And then bring it back to center and relax your chin, your throat and neck. Relax your collarbones, your chest. Relax your heart, your front ribs and your side ribs and the two sides of your torso. Relax your belly and your belly button, your hips, your pelvis, thighs, knees, shins, ankles, the tops of your feet, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, soles of your feet. Relax your heels and your Achilles, calves and backs of your knees, your hamstrings, your buttocks, lower back, middle back, upper back. Relax your shoulders, your armpits, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, heel of your hands, thumbs, forefingers, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, the backs of your hands and the palms of your hands. Your whole body is nice still. Muscles and ligaments, tendons, relax bones, organs. Every cell, every fiber of your whole body completely at ease. Only your breath. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. To the guru within and realize that the best teachers make themselves obsolete. Acknowledge all that is awake within you and go beyond. The only truth is in the only absolute. Suffering points to where you are not aligned with what is spacious, open, and free. Become unbound, uncontained, and unconstrained. Let your mind become the larger ocean, with insignificant thought, fish floating through it. Just as the dancer attunes her body to the music and moves with total abandon, drop your self-consciousness. Abandon your armor and bring your heart to center stage. Feel the music and let life flow through you. pelvis into your tummy, drawing your navel in a little. Slide your heels one at a time up to your sit bones or onto the bolsters. Stay here with your nice long back. And when you're ready, take your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little hug. Having your spine nice and long, and rock your body from side to side. Coming back to center, reach your right arm up and over your head, and with your eyes closed, roll over onto your right side. Left hand on the floor in front of your heart. Take a breath in, and on the exhale with your eyes closed, push the floor away with your left hand, coming up into seated cross-leg Sukhasana. Nice long spine, and bring your hands together. Love to quick heat. Place your warm palms over your eyes, and then open. Squeeze them shut, open. Squeeze them shut, open. Look up, look down, look to the right, to the left. Rotate clockwise, anti-clockwise. And then close them again behind your hands as you bring your hands together. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, bring your thumbs to your third eye. And to only think kind thoughts. And then bring your thumbs to your lips. And to only speak kind words. And bring your thumbs to your heart. And tell yourself, I am kind and I am loved. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, bow your chin into your chest. Turn the corners of your mouth up to your eyes. Flutter your eyelids open.